All right, so we were talking earlier, and you said something really interesting, and it was that most of your clients aren't even aware of of why they get the photo shoots. Like they know they feel good, but they don't have that depth or maybe even the time to be able to take a breath and say, why do I need to feel good?
Correct. So people get photo shoots for a variety of different reasons, and I feel like a lot of the time they don't even take the time to reflect on like, hey, why does this make me feel good? Why do I reach for this? And it's an important question to ask because, as you said earlier as well, a lot of people are different avatars. Why Monique gets photo shoots might be different than why you get photo shoots, or why couples get photo shoots together, or why a recently single mother of 3 gets a photo shoot. Everyone has a different why they do it, and it really depends on the person that they are and what they're needing in life, because you're aware of the rule of you run away from pain and towards pleasure. So people want to feel good about themselves. So I find that the central and thesis statement of why people get photos is to feel good about themselves. So it's not necessarily, hey, check out all these banger images of me. It's, hey, I feel really good about myself because this experience as a whole was really good. So I could pass it right off to Monique and be like, why do you get photo shoots?
For the professional images, mostly.
Exactly.
I do, obviously, it started as me feeling good, and that is also why I encourage it with my clients, because you will never feel as good as when you are on the cover of a magazine or you see yourself through a different lens, so to speak, for the first time.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I was gonna actually ask you about that moment in your life when you were sitting there and your friend pulled you out to do a photo shoot, pulled you out of your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. And you had said that it opened your eyes and showed you a version of yourself that you didn't quite believe in at the time. Mm-hmm. Is it fair to say that photo shoots give you a hope of who you wish to be or how you wish to feel?
Yes. Everyone can relate to the power of manifestation, right? You want to own a Ferrari, go rent one, drive it around, see yourself in it, be that version of you, right? So if you want to be on the cover of Playboy, go get a photo shoot, see yourself as a model, practice it, do it, and eventually you'll get there. Mm-hmm. Case point an example. So manifesting kind of what you want in your life, or kind of how you want to portray yourself, comes hand in hand with photo shoots as well.
So in your business, you take a lot of time to uncover the emotional state and the place that people are in at that moment when they start working with you, mm-hmm. so that you can bring them to the place in which they want to be. Is it fair to ask you that, or is it a fair statement to say that a good photographer will understand who that person is trying to become in their mind and convey that through the color and the imagery? Does that play into it?
Absolutely. Because let's say you guys came to me and you wanted a really wholesome couples photo shoot, right? You wanted to display a specific vibe. It was really romantic, it was really gentle. If I put you in black leather and put you in a city concrete building line with a red Ferrari, is that saying we're a gentle, low profile, really romantic couple, or is that saying, hey, look at what we're doing, we're the shit, yeah. Right? So it's the feel, it's the mood, it's the emotion. It's the same thing if someone comes to me with a vision board of like, hey, I seen these photos that you did that I liked. I can be like, okay, she likes portraits, she likes softer poses, she likes this, she likes that, and then talk to them. Okay, this person's clearly not an outspoken person. She's soft, she's shy. Maybe I'm gonna push her either A, out of her comfort zone, because that might be what she needs, or B, honor her values and personality and stay aligned with them. And that's reading people that comes into play with how you shoot them and what you give them as their final product. Do they want edgy colors, or are we gonna keep this really soft? because that also will change how they feel about their delivered gallery.
How do you feel about pictures giving you the ability to say and bring life to parts of you that you can't quite communicate? Whether it's a creative part of you, whether there's an emotional part that you need to get out. Is there power in that? And does that begin before the photo shoot? Or is this just a outcome of the process of figuring out?
For myself, like my personal photo shoots and my experiences with Kiara it's an outlet. It's a creative outlet. It's a vision that I see in my head, and I can bring to her somebody who is very creative and can actually guide me with the photo shoots, the images that I see. So my creative outlet is tapped into hers, and we create art in my mind. But I have also been modeling for a very long time, and when I started, it wasn't that at all. It was me needing to see myself through a lens of what I could potentially become. Or if I felt bad about myself, I can look at these photos that I've had done and say, hey, like that's actually me. So pull your shit together. Pull your shit together and, you know, remember who you are.
So the pictures act as, for some people, a North Star, for others, a form of expression.
Yeah.
And do you think that that process begins in the connection that you have with the customer before they even step foot in front of the camera?
Yeah. For example, messages I commonly get. I broke up with my man. I need a revenge shoot. Very common.
Yeah.
So that right there, I'm like, okay, she's under bad bitch energy. She wants to be seen, she wants to be heard. We're gonna proliferate this model as somebody ferocious because that's what she's needing for herself at the time. I put out this post a couple months ago where I said the internet doesn't need more content, it needs more art and it needs more emotion. And I've had a lot of people honing in on what I said about that and coming to me with the pictures that I did where I'm really sad in the lake and I'm like drowning and whatever, but it provoked an emotion. And they're like, I want to do something like this. Maybe it doesn't have to be, I'm like a super pretty laughing haha model. Maybe it can be really sad. Maybe it can be, you know, really melancholic, since that's my favorite word lately. But it's how they approach you that you can gauge what you need to give them and what they're going to take from it.
And is it difficult to pull back the curtains with people and get to that deep root and the deep meaning of a photo shoot? And it's like you said, where a lot of people are coming to you and they're saying, I just broke up with my partner. I need a photo shoot. And they're not leading with, I need a photo shoot because they're trying to connect over a pain and an emotion and something that's seated really deep and expecting you to pull out the pleasure. So when you're going through that process, does it usually start with people connecting emotionally and being vulnerable and then saying, can we have a photo shoot to get me out of this place?
So I would say about 75% people come with their heart on their sleeves to their shoots with me. I think because immediately they're in a place of vulnerability because a lot of people get really nervous behind the camera. So right away I'm dealing with people having themselves in a vulnerable state with me, which naturally leads to them sharing. Maybe oversharing, but regardless sharing. So they will completely confide in me over things, and the more that they tell me, the more that I can use to help them capture what they're looking for. So on the flip side of that question, the other half comes in sus. They're like, who's this new photographer, 6 feet tall, tattooed, she's probably the bitch. I'm gonna just not say too much, just get the work done and get out. And those are actually my favorite clients because they're so guarded, but they end up being my friends anyway. You know what I mean? Because it's a different, it's a different kind of vulnerability though, because it's like we bond slowly and being like, hey, you've been through trauma too, and like you can kind of share back to make somebody feel comfortable until it's just like it's a synergy.
That makes sense. And then the magic and the art that flows out of that deeper connection is a lot more genuine. And you've said this before, it's really authentic. And
Yeah, because you're comfortable being yourself. So it's all everything connection based.
Absolutely. Life is energy.
it really is.
Yes. So that being said, there's a multitude of reasons why people do photo shoots, but the end of it all, seeing themselves in that different light that I can provide to them makes somebody feel really good about the entire experience from start to finish, which is why I could ask you, like, why do you get photo shoots, which we already touched on, but like, why do you choose to include photo shoots as a part of your Bikini Bliss events for your competitors?
I choose it because I think it's really important for people to feel that type of way, especially women who are transforming their bodies over time. To celebrate. It's a celebration of what you have accomplished. It's a celebration of who you are. It's a celebration of you.
Exactly.